Hello children, how are you all? Hope you are doing well. This is Madhubala, TGT Bioscience, working at Balanagar School, Mahabubnagar district. Children, how did you spend the days? Yes, I can understand. You all could not get an opportunity to go out of the house and had to stay at the house. Since we cannot go out of the house, since we cannot visit the zoo park, let us together see the images of zoo animals in the slide. Yes, children, what can you observe in the slide? Yes, wild animals. So these wild animals are also in the forest. Forests are the rich sources of plants and animals. We find different kinds of plants and animals in the forest. So the variations of all these organisms leading to the diverse form of life called as biodiversity. So today our topic is biodiversity. Yes, children, diversity means variation, and bio refers to life, which includes plants, animals, human beings and microorganisms. The term biodiversity is a shortest term of biological diversity, and it is coined by W.G. Rosen in the year 1985. W.G. Rosen in the year 1985. And the father of biodiversity is E.O. Wilson. Now let us see the definition of biodiversity. Yes, the variety and variability seen in plants and animals is called as biodiversity. The variety and the variability seen in plants and animals called as biodiversity. Yes. Till now, generally, it is said that there will be difference between two species. Yes? Yes. Here, you can see these plant, children. Yes, you can see these plants. Now, these plants are Nereum plants. Yes. So, but they are different species. One is giving, see, you can see this. This is light color flowers, and here you can see the dark color pink flowers. So these two, they are Nereum plants, but they are two different species. So you can find the variation by their flowers. Yes, here, yes, these two plants are also different species. This is Ocimum. This is Ocimum plant, children. We call it as holy basil, and this is sweet basil. These two are different species. Yes, don't you find variation between these two plants? Yes, Ocimum and sweet basil. Yes. Now, generally we all know that there will be a difference between two species, but it is said that there is also a variation within the species. Yes, here I'll show you. Yes, can you all see these two plants, children? Yes, these two are holy basil plants, and these plants these two plants are sweet basil plants, and these species, they belong to the same species. And how can you show the variation between these two? Yes, here if you observe these two plants, the branches, so this plant do not have branches, but this plant you can see the branches, and you can also see the flowering in this branch. Here you can see the flowering. Here you can see the flowering in this plant, but in this you cannot see. That means it is understood that both belong to the same species, but still you find the variation by the number of branches and by the number of flowers. Yes. Now we have understood that there is a variation between two different species, and the variation is also found within the species. Now let us see the variation is also found in the animals and the human beings. Yes, look at the slide, children. Yes, here you can see two dogs which belong to the same breed, but still they show variation by the color of fur. Yes. Next, twins. You can see the twins, children. They are physically identical, but still they show the variation by their iris of eye and the fingerprints. So from this we can conclude that variation is not only observed between the species, it is also found within the species. Okay. Yes. Now children, let us study. Okay. So what is biodiversity? Why we need to learn about the biodiversity? Yes. We are going to learn importance of biodiversity. Yes. Importance of biodiversity. So biodiversity play a vital role in maintaining the ecological balance of the earth. Different species of the biodiversity maintains the functioning of ecosystem. Biodiversity provides clean air, clean water and different nutrients. Biodiversity is a source of natural resources. It is a source of food, cloth, shelter, timber, medicines, fuel, etc. Biodiversity, it preserves the species from getting extinct. All the living organisms are depending on one another. So no organism can live isolatedly. So with this, we all have understood the importance of biodiversity. But for the past 20 to 30 years, it has been observed that there is a great threat to biodiversity due to human activities. Now let us see those human activities which is affecting the biodiversity. Yes. Threat to biodiversity. Yes. So as I told you children, there is a threat to biodiversity due to the human activities. Let us see those human activities. Deforestation, industrialization, urbanization, population, pollution, over exploitation of natural resources, indiscriminate use of fertilizers, pesticides, etc. Improper agricultural practices, landfills, that is dumping of solid waste, and finally thermal and nuclear power stations. Yes. So, these are the human activities which are affecting the biodiversity. Now, let us study in detail how the human activities are affecting the ecosystem, taking an example of Kolleru Lake and Edulabad water reservoir. Yes. Now, before that, see the slide, children. Yes. You all can see the Kolleru Lake. Yes, Kolleru Lake is one of the largest freshwater lake located between West Godavari and Krishna district. It hosts nearly 193 species of birds and a great variety of flora and fauna, including medicinal plants. That is the reason this lake has been declared as a bird sanctuary in the year 1999 by the government. It really attracts nearly 2 million birds, migratory birds from Northern Asia and Eastern Europe every year during the months October and March. The catchment area of this lake is 6,121 square kilometers. This lake also provides a habitat to 20 million residents. But unfortunately, this lake has been polluted due to human activities. So, the lake is being polluted from the year 1980s due to aquaculture practices. By 1996, the whole lake was brought under cultivation. So, in due course of time, industries were emerged around the lake. So, the major sources of the pollution are agricultural runoff containing agrochemicals, industrial effluents, domestic and municipal sewage, fish water tank discharges. So, these are the pollution. These are the agents which cause the pollution. As a result, the water of the lake has been turned into alkaline, turbid, nutrient rich, high biochemical oxygen demand and low dissolved oxygen. The many people around the lake are affected by waterborne diseases like diarrhea, amoebiasis, typhoid, etc. The toxic contamination of this lake also cause severe threat to the migratory birds. It reduces the number of migratory birds and there is a loss of flora and fauna. This is how the Kolleru Lake is affected by the human activities. Now, we will move on to the Edulabad water reservoir. Yes. Edulabad, you can see the slide, children. Edulabad water reservoir lake. Yes. So, Edulabad water reservoir is located in the urban areas of Rangareddy district. It is also highly polluted with industrial effluents and agricultural effluents. And Cyprinus scarpio is a cheap and proteinous food which lives in this Adilabad water reservoir, highly bioaccumulated with heavy metals. The consumption of these fishes lead to the severe physiological disorders such as sporadic fever, renal damage, nausea, and hypertension in humans. The bioaccumulation of these heavy metals not only affected the aquatic life, it also caused severe health risk in human through food chain. So, it is finally concluded that it is due to unplanned human settlements and unorganized small scale industries and sewage leading to the pollution of Adilabad water reservoir. So, with the help of these two examples, we have understood clearly how the biodiversity is affected by the human activities. Okay. So, as per E.O. Wilson, 27 species per day or 10,000 species per year are being extinct. So, what is meant by extinct? Extinct is nothing but vanish. So, there are some species which have been completely vanished from the earth. So, they are called as extinct species. So, you can just see the slide, children. Yes. So, you can see here a few extinct animals are given in the slide. You can just see the images: dinosaur, saber-toothed cat, dodo, Tasmanian tiger, golden toad, woolly mammoth, passenger pigeon, ground sloth. So, these are the species which you can understand they have completely vanished from the earth. It is maybe due to climatic factors, natural calamities, or human activities. Now, there are some species which have been reduced in number and may get vanished in a near future. So, these species are called as endangered species. Now, you can see the image, children. Yes, endangered species: lion, single horned rhinoceros, red fox, blue bay, which is our Telangana state bird, vulture, red sandalwood trees, cycas, nepenthes, and Rauwolfia serpentina. Yes, so these are the endangered species, children, which need to be protected from getting extinct. Now, there are some species which are restricted to a particular area. Those species are called as endemic species. Now, you can see the image, children. Yes. Yes. The first image, peacock, which is our national bird, refers to our country. White tiger, which is also native to our country. Kangaroo, which refers to or native to Australia. Now, kiwi, native to New Zealand. So, these are the endemic species, few endemic species which I am trying to show you all. Yes. Now, till now we have studied what is biodiversity, importance of biodiversity, and we also have learned how the biodiversity is getting affected by the human activities. And with the help of Kolleru Lake and Adilabad water reservoir. Now, it is very essential for all of us to understand the conservation of biodiversity. So, the government has taken several measures in order to protect the species or conserve the biodiversity. So, let us see what are the conservation measures taken by the government. See the image, children? Yes. Now, yes, you can see the image clearly. Here you can see the first image, it refers to afforestation. So, afforestation is one of the practice by which the plant species can be improved by planting saplings in a barren land to create a forest. So, the next image you can see, children, Project Tiger. Yes, the name itself help us to understand that it is to protect tiger. India has got 60% of the world's tigers, but from past 5 years it has been observed that it is greatly reduced to 35%. So in the year 1972, the government has launched a tiger project program in order to protect tigers from the brink of extinction. Now we have 50 tiger reserves, with which it is understood that today we can see the number of tigers have been increased from 2000 to 3800 species. The next is Red Data Book. Children, yes, this is Red Data Book. You can see here. So Red Data Book is published by IUWC. Yes, it is published by IUWC, International Union for Wildlife Conservation. Yes, so Red Data Book is published by IUWC, which contains details of endangered or threatened species of flora and fauna. Yes, so this species need to be protected from extinct. Yes. Now next, national parks or national sanctuaries. The last image, children, you can observe national parks or national sanctuaries. So national parks are the larger areas which to conserve wild species, in particular wildlife, in a natural habitat without affecting the ecosystem. And here there is no human activity allowed. For example, tiger, lion, rhinoceros, etc. National sanctuaries are the places which is conserve to conserve the conservation of species with an objective of allowing the little bit of human activity. For example, Pakal Sanctuary at Warangal. So now till now, children, you have understood there are different measures taken up by the government in order to conserve the biodiversity. Now let us see the national parks and sanctuaries in Telangana. Yes, children, now you can see Kawal Sanctuary in Adilabad, where you can find cheetah, tiger, panther, barking deer, peacocks. Pranahita Sanctuary, Adilabad, tiger, panther, blackbuck, storks and herons. Etunagaram Sanctuary, Jaishankar Bhopalpalli, tiger, barking deer, wild boar, fox, jungle cat. Pakala Sanctuary, Warangal rural, teak, bamboo, tiger, panther, ningai, hyena, birds. Kinnarasani Sanctuary, Bhadradri, Kottagudam, teak, bamboo, tiger, wild dog, snake bear, chinkara, marsh crocodile. Tiger Project, Karimnagar, Mananur, Nagar Karnool, teak, tiger, langur, sambar, python, cheetah. Akshara Ujjwala Park, Karimnagar, these. So these are the national parks and sanctuaries which are located in our Telangana. Yes. Now till now we have understood how the government has taken several measures in order to protect the biodiversity. Children, now students also have a vital role in protecting the biodiversity, because students are the backbone of the nation and they are the future citizens of the country. So you can also participate in conserving the diversity by participating yourself in Haritaharam project, by planting the species at your house, at your school or at your relative's house, etc. You should never harm or trouble the animals. You should always give respect to the farmers and never waste the food. You should always use water and paper judicially, since water is very precious and it has to be conserved for the future generations. Paper is a forest product and it is a non-renewable resource. Children, you need to walk or ride a bicycle, or you take a public transport as per need. So above all, you need to maintain your health by maintaining personal hygiene, because in this pandemic situation you need to protect yourself from coronavirus. So you can follow few measures by which you can protect yourself for coronavirus. Like you need to wear mask when you go out of the house. You need to wash your hands thoroughly with soap or sanitizer, and you should maintain social distance, by which you can protect yourself from the coronavirus. So maintaining a good health is very important for a student. So directly or indirectly you are conserving the biodiversity. Yes, next you can see the social awareness. Children, we don't want to be extinct because it really stings. Do you all agree with this? Yes. The existence of biodiversity teaches us that every plant or animal, whether useful or not, it has a right to live on the earth. Every organism is a part of ecosystem, and conservation of biodiversity is nothing but utilization of natural resources in a judicial way without affecting the ecosystem, so that we can have a sustainable development and biodiversity can be conserved and life can survive forever. If you really want to protect the biodiversity, then you must become the part of conservation. Then you have to bring out awareness to others. Children, nature is for humans' need, but not for humans' greed. Yes, I hope you all have understood the lesson clearly. Now it's time for you all to take the project. Yes, here you can see the project work, children. Map pointing about national parks and sanctuaries in Telangana state. List out the extinct, endangered and endemic species of plants and animals. Yes, thank you, children.